Today I'm going to talk about how we are following Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Or are we? Hi friends, welcome to the Budget Bounce. I'm Jen, and we use a budget to tell our money what to do, including bouncing debt right out the door. We share our ups and downs from living life on a budget and tackling a $252,000 mountain of stupid debt. If you'd like to learn more about being intentional with your money, making your money work better for you, then click on that subscribe button below and be sure to tap on the bell so you'll get notifications every time I post a new video. You can also find me on social media, just look for the Budget Bounce. So let's tackle the elephant in the room. Are we following Dave Ramsey's baby steps or aren't we? Before we jump into the answer to that question, take a minute to comment below on whether or not you follow Dave's baby steps. If yes, what step are you on? And if no, how are you tackling and working towards financial independence? Feel free to pause the video and then come right back. When I hit my wall back in 2018, January of 2018, 1 year ago now, I had the baby steps in mind. They were in the back of my head. In the immediate short term, we needed to get on a budget, get $1,000 in the bank, and work through paying off our debt. And then would come baby steps 3 through 7 at some point, but that was so far down the road, I didn't spend much time thinking about it. Mostly because in the chaos of our life a year ago, I was not capable of seeing much past what was just immediately right in front of us. So that said, I've realized in the past year that we are not Dave Ramsey purists, and that I don't say that in meaning to be a bad thing. I thought I was a Dave Ramsey purist when we started this journey, but I could see as we got going that I wasn't following the baby steps exactly as Dave had laid them out, and honestly, Matt didn't really want to adhere 100% to them as well. So our journey is absolutely inspired by Dave's baby steps, and we will be following the baby steps as far as what they are. And before I jump in any more to this, I do want to say I understand that Dave Ramsey followers are some can be very, very loyal, and I certainly appreciate that, but it just does not work in the truest form as he intends for us. We need to just tweak them a little bit to make them work. So, like I said, following the baby steps, as far as 1 through 7 and what they are, absolutely we're going to be doing those things. So let me just lay out for those of you who might not know what Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps are. So the first one is a baby emergency fund. The second one is getting rid of all of our debts. The third one is fully funding an emergency fund. The fourth one is saving at least 15% for retirement. The fifth one is saving for college for your kids. The sixth one is paying off your mortgage. And the last one, baby step 7, is building wealth. So that's very high level what the steps are. We are going to be tweaking them to make them work the best for our needs. So for baby step 1, we are going to increase our baby emergency fund to $3,000, excuse me. $1,000 is just not enough for our family. From the very beginning, Matt wanted to put more into the emergency fund, but I really focused on putting more towards debt to get us going. And that worked really well for us. But as we progressed, my security gland last year started to throb a bit, making me feel like we needed to have more in there. There wasn't really anything specific that brought it on. It was just a gut feeling. So we are bound to have some house repairs that can't wait, and we don't have a sinking fund for that. Or what if somebody gets sick or hurt? I got into the most serious car accident I've ever been in November, and I was really lucky to walk away from that and that I didn't hurt the other people worse. The accident was my fault, and 3 people ended up having to go to the emergency room that day. So, and as far as our house goes, we've been here for over 7 years, and we have yet to have a big expense that we couldn't avoid. So when you put all that together, along with my car accident, we also had another huge unexpected expense, and those 2 things put together cost $1,700 right at the very end in the last 5 weeks of 2018. And that really solidified my gut feeling about needing to increase our baby emergency fund. So we are putting $50 per month into the emergency fund starting this month in January. This will allow us to continue to put most of our funds towards debt while we gradually move the needle, on the emergency fund to build it over time. For baby step 2, paying off all of our debt, we may change up the order that we pay off our debts. We already are not doing it specifically as Dave has laid it out. But this will change over time organically based on the resources that we have available to us. So I'm really struggling with how much we are paying in interest every month right now. And when I look back at 2018 and did the full analysis, we paid over $30,000 towards debt in 2018, but we only decreased our principal debt balance by $21,509. That's because we accrued, it was over $750 a month in interest every single month. This month in January 2019, it's $767. And this is making me nuts. So I've decided to remain open to the idea of switching things up as far as the order we pay our debts off. So for baby step 3, a fully funded emergency fund, we will have 6 months of expenses just like Dave recommends, but we might start building it up beyond the $3,000 that I mentioned in baby step 1 before we get all of our debt paid off. Now that is a bit down the road, so we have some time to figure this out, but it is a distinct possibility. For baby step 4, putting at least 15% into retirement, we may start contributing to retirement sooner rather than later. So let me start this point by saying we are in our 40s and do not have the gift of time on our side. Matt's 44 and I'm 46. And to add to that, I have a confession to make that I don't even think I've said this out loud to my family. We have less than $20,000 in retirement saved between the two of us right now in 2019. So there's that. Now, Matt is required to put 4% towards his pension plan, so that comes out automatically. But I haven't been contributing to my 401k for over a year now, and honestly, I haven't contributed regularly or significantly to my 401k for many years. I'm leaving free money on the table by not taking advantage of my employer's matching contribution. I am the the benefits administrator at my employer, and we have a 25% match with no cap, so we can do the entire IRS allowed amount, and the company will match 25 cents on every dollar that we put in. So I'm strongly considering starting this up again at a very low contribution rate, like 1 or 2%, just so we can get into this low market and buy while prices are low. We may increase this a little bit over time, but our focus will still be to get out of baby step 2, which is paying down all of our debt, as quickly as possible. Our plan after we get out of baby step 3 is to put 40 to 50% of our income towards retirement during baby step 4, and that's to help us catch up since we've lost out on all of that compounding interest. For baby step 5, all of our kids will likely be out of college by the time we get to this step. So let me clarify what I mean by all of our kids. So Matt has 4 children, Xanthi and Henry, who you've heard me talk about. You hear me talk about them all the time because we are very involved in their lives. So they both live here where we live. Henry lives with us and Xanthi lives less than 10 minutes away. And Matt also has 2 other daughters who he's not as close with and doesn't see as often. They are 19 and 22, and one is in college right now. We've not been able to save any money for them because of the atrocious spending habits that we've had all these years, which we feel terrible about, but we can't change that fact right now today. I really hope that others out there will learn from this mistake of ours, because we feel terrible that we can't do more for our kids at this point in time. Since we can't do baby step 5 at the time that will help them with the cost of college, we hope to be able to help them out with other things, all of them, with other things in the future when we have our debt paid off. Most recently, we were able to help Xanthi out when she, her fiance, and their new baby, our granddaughter, Nikayla, came to live with us for 9 months when Nikayla was just 2 weeks old. We are hoping to be able to do more for all of our kiddos going forward now that we are working the baby steps. And I think you'll be able to see some of that reflected in our budget reports going forward. We also want to be able to start college savings plans for our grandchildren when we get through baby step 4. We only have the one grandchild right now, but we might have more by the time we get to that, and we'd like to be able to help. That's helping our children help their children. So in our opinion, that is something that is going to be really important to us. For baby steps 6 and 7, 6 being paying down the mortgage and 7 being building wealth, we don't have any plans to change these steps. They are both a long way off, but we do plan to get all the way through baby steps 1 through 4 before we tackle 6 and start living in baby step 7, the building wealth part. So that's how we plan to tweak the baby steps to work for our family. It may change again as we keep moving through all of our financial challenges, and I'm looking forward to sharing our journey and all that we've learned through it with the Budget Bounce family as we move through all of the steps. If you like this video, please share it in at least one place and give it a thumbs up here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. I'll be doing more videos about our journey as well as some new topics in 2019, so you'll want to stick around to check out all of those. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.